is up, guys? Dashing here, bringing you episode 592 of Community Universe Road here on this lovely Saturday afternoon. And we are finally here at CYBERSLAM 4, where the power was put into the hands of the CMV universe. And after 30 ballots were submitted, we have a hell of a show in store. The final single-branded pay-per-view, guys. This is really the last ever Genesis show, if you will, because starting next week, the Fusion and Genesis rosters will combine into one, and our brand new show, Supremacy, will debut, guys, on Friday. And remember that also NGW will be moving to Mondays, and exactly 4 weeks from tonight will be the first double-branded pay-per-view, or I guess single-branded pay-per-view, if you will, Supremacy pay-per-view, the 4th annual Regicide. But that's 4 weeks away. Right here tonight, we are kicking things off as Chris Proudfoot will take on Marvelous Marvin and Vance Vintage in a triple threat match. The fans had the choice between a triple threat match, a handicap match in which Proudfoot would have been pitted against Marvin and Vintage by himself, or Proudfoot versus Marvin one-on-one with Vintage as a special guest enforcer at ringside. And I actually have to say, I'm genuinely surprised the fans didn't vote to see Proudfoot put into that handicap match, instead giving him somewhat of a chance to keep his undeniable streak alive. Since coming to Genesis, man, whether you agree with his politics or not, I know I certainly don't, he says he's got God on his side, and it is hard to argue. He has been knocking him down left and right, beating Marvelous Marvin and Vance Vintage in singles competition individually, and then just a couple of nights ago on the Genesis Series finale in tag team action alongside Doug Thompson. And don't forget, Proudfoot has also qualified for the 6th annual King of the Ring tournament that happens in just a couple of weeks. This pay-per-view today is certainly going to shape the future of CMV. The tag team title is going to be unified. That's just up next. 3 more title bouts as well, and it'll be the last night in CMV for either George King or Brett Angel, and even more than that, believe it or not. And there he is, Chris Proudfoot, who had his sins washed away by the grace of God, he said. And this isn't the Chris Proudfoot we saw on Fusion earlier this season, struggling to collect victories. This is the best incarnation of Canada's #1 export, at least in his CMV tenure. And I think he could really come out of left field and win King of the Ring. Don't discount Proudfoot. He might be the dark horse. I think him and Angelo Babo certainly are. But with the tear he's been on, I find it hard to root against him, even though I really want to. What a clash of personalities it has been between Proudfoot and his 2 adversaries here in this triple threat, the first of which being Marvelous Marvin, who made his debut in CMV going one-on-one with Proudfoot at the top of the month. But it was an interference, guys, by Vance Vintage that Marvelous Marvin claims threw him off his game and cost him the victory. So Marvin got his revenge the following week by attacking Vance Vintage during his match with Chris Proudfoot, allowing Proudfoot to get the victory there. We saw the two work actually somewhat well together a couple of nights ago on Genesis, though. I mean, Marvelous Marvin even seemed concerned with Vance Vintage's injuries after the match had ended, helping him to the back. So maybe a bit of an uneasy alliance forming between the two. But in a triple threat, it is every man for himself. First pin or submission in the ring will get one of these guys the victory. And that's exactly how the show will end today, guys. Our main event, as voted by the fans, a triple threat match for the Alpha World title. Kevin Silva, Braxton Sutter, and of course the champion, Pat LaFave. But remember, Pat LaFave has retained in 2 previous triple threats. I think my money is still on Papa Pat. Don't at me. And last but not least, Mr. America himself. Vance Vintage, looking like he stepped out of a time machine from the 80s. I mean, look at him. He's repping the red, white, and blue in his pay-per-view debut. And you got to think that a match of this caliber, guys, kicking off a show like CyberSlam 4 will get the winner recognized by COO Triple H and whomever his Supremacy GM is to be revealed on the inaugural episode this Friday. We've been talking about it for weeks now. Space is going to be limited once the rosters merge, and we only have one show, that being Supremacy. Only the best of the best, the cream of the crop, will rise to the top. Proudfoot, Marvin, Vintage. Let's get this show underway. Tyson going to ring that bell, and Proudfoot, who is the smallest between these two, Vintage being the largest, and Marvin stepping back into the corner like, hey man, I ain't got no beef with you. Gonna let his two foes beat each other up a little bit while he poses for this live crowd at CyberSlam 4. Well, it looks like that team not gonna last into this match. Ooh, between Marvelous Marvin and Vance Vintage. Off the fireman's carry into a tornado punch. Both Proudfoot and Marvin missing their respective strike attempts there. Vintage from behind. Geez, high knee to Marvin's back, and then a big boot right to Chris's face. Marvin desperately trying to get his hands on the American-made man himself. Those big boots just being handed out like candy on Halloween by Vance Vintage, who is already sent to the outside. That's not a good sign. Proudfoot has the ring to himself, looking to finish off Marvin early, perhaps. But instead, the eccentric Double M with a trio. Whoa, and then a drop-kick double boot planted right into Proudfoot's jaw. Big boot to the back of Marvin's head to break up that side headlock. Did not see that coming. And now from behind, Vintage just laying into Marvin's forehead with these punches one after the other. And Canada's #1 export, who's a long road from home. Hang on a minute, Vance Vintage already maybe trying to end this match as he targets Marvin. But I think Proudfoot's going to get it instead. The blast from the past. Pile driver. But Marvin cuts off Vintage. Nice super kick to the jaw after getting one off to the knee as well. Can Marvin capitalize, guys? No. Why wouldn't he pin Proudfoot, who's still sleeping? I think Marvin now realizes that's what he should do. 1, 2. Oh, but too much time wasted. Proudfoot able to survive. And now pops back up, swinging a knee to meet Marvin. Right under the jaw. Vance Vintage recomposing himself as he enters the ring. Gonna step back into the corner, and for the benefit of those with flash photography, striking the 5-second pose, but a mistake on his part. Proudfoot from behind, reverse DDT down onto the knee, and now God's chosen son trying for the side effect. What a reversal by Vintage, though, into a dragon suplex. All three guys on the outside for only a second. Proudfoot on the fireman's carry position. Reverses does Marvin into an impaler DDT, and now it's Proudfoot who's forced to roar to the outside. Try and rest up, but might have been a mistake. Marvin hits the DDT, only getting a 2 count. Trying to garner the support of this crowd. Letting out a whoop whoop. Oh, you brother. Big mistake by Marvelous Marvin, says Vance Vintage. But keep your eyes on Chris Proudfoot, who's now back to his feet into the ring. A punch to the chest of Vintage and a hook of the leg. 1. Oh, not even a 2 count, though. Vintage Eyes glazed over. Not looking too great right now. Kick up under the knee, though, by Mr. America. Power slam. Hooks the leg. What's Marvin doing? Could have very well handed this match to Vance Vintage, but Proudfoot kicks out. And now the big man takes a tumble from near the top rope down to the outside. Right back up to his feet, though. Took it like a champ. And a sit-out face buster. Hang on, into the pin. Marvin, 1, 2. Ooh. Not even a 2 count. That was a 1.99999, I do believe. Double axe handle. That took it all out of Vance Vintage, though. He's running on empty. Not a good sign in a triple threat match where it's really all about cardio. Proudfoot looking around like he's not too sure where he is. Maybe one too many hits to the head in this match. Another fireman's carry tornado punch. Proudfoot coming out of left field, tries for a clothesline, but Marvin able to get out of the way. Not of that dragon screw, and Proudfoot says, "Come on, chump. Is that all you got?" Oh, Chris Proudfoot. We've seen him hit this before. Coast to coast with God watching over him. And Marvel, oh, the knee plus. 1, 2. Oh, that would have been a 3. You gotta know it. Vance Vintage with a clutch save. And now the squeeze. Oh my Lord. I've never had that hit on me before. I'm not too sure how it feels. But look at Vintage now. Gonna try to steal the pin on Marvin and almost does. Able to recuperate from the knee plus. And now with Proudfoot dispatched up, perhaps Vintage can finish off. Double M once and for all. Swinging scoop slam. Hooks the leg. Can Proudfoot break the pin in time? 1, 2. No. Marvin. Saving himself as you see Proudfoot points up towards heaven. He knows that God is keeping a close eye on him in this one. Northern Light suplex bridge to pin. 1, 2. Marvin is certainly taking a hold. Oh! How did Proudfoot hit that DDT? I'm not too sure, but it connects, and Vintage is counting them sheep now. Belly to belly suplex. Short arm shoulder block though. Marvelous Marvin just when you think he's down and out. Don't let his look fool you. Backing into the corner. Marvin's looking for something big, guys. He's looking to finish off Proudfoot once and for all after weeks of being embarrassed by God's chosen son here at CyberSlam 4. Up onto the shoulders, but Proudfoot able to escape with a well-placed elbow to the side of the head. And here comes Vance Vintage back into the ring, grabbing at his head just as Marvin hits his patented DDT again, runs into a back body drop and a kick to the back. What a way to kick off the show. These three giving it their all. Another scoop slam. And right to the top rope. Vintage knows this is his chance to shine. Mr. America. Gonna try to wait, but Proudfoot, the sneaky villain, tries to steal a pin off of Marvin, and Vintage is not happy about it. Proudfoot knowing his whereabouts, that veteran instinct kicking in. And now Vintage just throws him to the outside. The American-made warrior, known as Vance Vintage, debating who he wants to go after, and I think Marvin is definitely the better bet. Leg drop to the arm, and Vance Vintage lining up his shot, looking for that flash from the past pile driver, but Marvin reverses, not that forearm smash though. Proudfoot not staying down for long in this match, man. Biding his time on the apron. Chop block takes out Vintage. Marvin tries to clip Proudfoot with a high knee, but instead, a backbreaker right down onto the shoulder. Proudfoot going to the corner, guys. Stomping his foot. Trying to deliver the word of God. Vintage cuts him off. Kick to the chest. Marvin given too much time to come back to life. And he hits the DDT again. To the top rope. Both Chris Proudfoot and Vance Vintage are down. Can Marvin get to the top in time, though? What's he going to go for? Oh, Vintage! With a tequila sunrise armbar modification. Marvin has to rethink his strategy. Oh! Inverted hero slam! And now to the top rope he goes again, but Vintage wise to roll to the outside where he can't be pinned or submitted. Marvin goes for Proudfoot. The leg drop attempted. Proudfoot moves out of the way just in the nick of time now. Ooh! Down he goes with the back suplex face buster. Snaps the arm over the shoulder. Marvelous Marvin. Caught up in a back suplex. Dropped hard onto his neck. And Proudfoot with a triangle choke. Canada's #1 export. Looking to win this one by submission. Vance Vintage into the ring just in time to see Marvelous Marvin escape with his life, it would seem. A weak powerbomb is enough to knock Proudfoot off of him. All three guys attempting to go after each other. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Vertical suplex. Simple but effective. Vintage with a hangman's neck breaker. The greatest hits of the 80s. And can Vintage finally hit his top rope maneuver? He's trying for it. Mr. America gonna fly. Double axe handle. Proudfoot busted open. Into the pin. 1, 2, 3. What? Chris Proudfoot with the clutchest kick out I have ever seen. That was 2.9999999999. Again tries to go for that kick out of the corner, but Marvin gonna make him rethink that strategy. Oh boy, this is the third time Proudfoot's been hit with that DDT at the hands of Double M. Elbow to the side of the head, tries for a clothesline, drop toe hold. Marvin hung out to dry, and Vance Vintage using the ring as a weapon, pushing Marvin's throat down onto the rope. And now Vintage gonna try to take out Marvin with that double axe handle, paying homage to the late great Randy Savage, but Proudfoot beginning to move around, and Marvin just out of reach. Oh! Goes low for an attempted chop block. And now Marvin, Fireman's carry discus punch to the top. Marvin with the spotlight on him, everyone watching. The leg drop again, getting reversed, and Proudfoot for the third time gonna deliver the word of God this time. No! Marvin able to reverse. Proudfoot is livid. Drop kick on the rebound. Vintage just beginning to pick himself up into the triangle choke again. Marvin is trapped, but Vintage breaks it. Proudfoot still bleeding from that cut across his forehead, courtesy of the double axe handle from Vance, who's going to go to the top rope again and try to hit it. But a punch to the side of the head knocks him down to the outside. This is good for Marvelous Marvin. He's got a chance to catch his breath, but it's looking like he's in La La Land, and Chris Proudfoot's not too sure who to go after now. Exiting the ring and then re-entering it over and over again. Unable to make a decision. It almost cost him. Pendulum backbreaker to Vance Vintage. Marvelous Marvin to his feet. Kick up under the knee, heavy chop to the chest, and a discus knee strike. Proudfoot done for the time being. Marvelous Marvin sends a hush over the crowd as he nails Vintage with that swinging neck breaker. 1, 2. I mean, anything at this point could be enough to finish the match. Marvin gets busted open. Vance Vintage out here hanging out, trying to bust everyone open. Marvelous Marvin, okay. I don't know if that's what I would do. Such a pivotal point in this match. But I'm sure the ladies enjoy it. All those in attendance. Michinoku driver. Proudfoot taking out everyone. Vertical suplex, and look at, oh my God, Proudfoot, guys, I didn't realize. Gushing blood. Donning that proverbial crimson mask. Vance Vintage taking a few seconds to rest up. That's 1 second too long, though. Proudfoot, what's he thinking here? Goes after Marvin, who's lying in wait. Leg sweep. European uppercut. Clothesline into the corner, squashing Marvin like a bug. Oh, Proudfoot's gonna go for it again. Vance Vintage trying to get in his way, but no use. Coast to coast connects, and then a springboard back elbow. But Vintage was ready for it. Cat-like reflexes. And the swinging scoop slam reversed by Proudfoot. And Vintage has had enough, guys. The big man is pissed. Now going to take the pin on Marvin. 1, 2. What a match. I am so glad the fans voted to make this a triple threat. Marvin! DDT! A quick commercial break, guys. Get Snickers, okay? Support the show. DDT and Vance Vintage joins the party. Now he's bleeding. And Marvin from the High Rent District tries for an elbow drop now. Nobody is having a whole lot of luck with top rope moves. And our opener, wait! Oh, Vintage! Vintage stealing the pin. Marvelous Marvin knocking himself out with the missed elbow drop. And, well, Vintage saw the opening. That's why they call it high risk. Marvin thought he had the match won, trying to hit that elbow drop, but he missed and knocked himself out. And the American-made man gonna stand tall. Look at the blood dripping from under his bandana there. Gonna have to get that looked at for sure. Oh, a victory lap. I mean, this is Vance Vintage's first CMV victory. He's happy about it. What a war these three put each other through, though. I mean, look at that. Vintage has blood all over his gloves. Thumbs up from Vance Vintage after a hard-fought victory. And up next, guys, it is the first of 4 championship matches at CyberSlam 4. And we are about to crown the CMV Unified World Tag Team Champions. Yes, the Fusion Tag Team title holders Bastian Harvey and Stefan Hastings, and the World Tag Team Champions Reese Ortiz and Josh Wolf, putting their belts up for grabs. Only one of these 4 teams can walk out and into CyberSlam as the tag team, and CMV Click and Xander Slate and who was supposed to be Randy Borton, guys, but actually a bit of breaking news. Borton suffering a minor concussion during his match with Brett Angel a couple of nights ago on Genesis, so he's unfortunately not going to be here tonight. Luckily, Click using that Freebird rule, so the sexy boy able to sub in. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, X-Gen's Tim LaFave and the Asian sensation Paul Devine. Now, as voted by the CMV Universe, guys, this is going to be a Tornado Tag Team Extreme Rules elimination match. That is right. Last team standing will leave with the gold. That means at the very least 6 eliminations, at the most 7 by pin or submission, and it is Falls Count Anywhere, not just constrained to the ring, guys. Still to come, though, we've got Rob Cross and Angelo Babos. We've got Bob Luger, whose campaign paid off. His Loogies voting him in for the shot at Matt Devious and the chance to become international champion. We've got George King versus Brett Angel. Loser leaves CMV. We've got an 8-pack challenge for the light heavyweight championship. And in our main event, the Alpha World title will be decided. Will we finally see the end of Pat LaFave's reign of tyranny when he shares the squared circle with Kevin Silva and Braxton Sutter? Underlining story, and this one has got to be the heat between Bastion and the Rebels. I mean, this war has been raging on for months now. It started back around the time of Validation. Harvey Hastings and his son Stefan taking the brand warfare a step too far when Harvey would incapacitate Reese Ortiz with a cane, guys, a walking cane, hitting him in the eye, taking away his vision. And well, we all thought, as did Reese Ortiz, it would come back to him in a couple of weeks, but it's been months now, guys, and Reese's doctor saying it very well may never return fully, 100%. I mean, that's Reese Ortiz's life, not just career here in CMV, but his life, guys. That Harvey Hastings has forever changed. And although the Rebels got their payback at Sacrifice when they showed up on Bastion's turf and beat them, you know, it would feel a whole lot better to take their titles too. But I talked about it a few weeks ago. I think the father-son tandem might be the favorites. They might have my vote. If I was a betting man, I might slide my chips into the corner of Bastion. Able to maintain their reign as tag team champions earlier this week on the Fusion finale. They defended in a triple threat tornado tag, guys, against the Control and the Bullies of Virtue, using their champions' advantage to ensure they made it here to CyberSlam 4. They're not going to have that advantage here tonight, though. It's anything goes. No DQs, no countouts. This could be a very fortuitous night for Click, because not only do Xander Slayton and Chris Adams obviously partake in this match, but Bob Luger later on fighting for the international title. And Adams, guys, actually going to be pulling double duty because he's a part of that 8-pack challenge match for the light heavyweight title later on in our co-main event. That's the match he was originally supposed to be in, but again, because Borton was injured in his match with Brett Angel a couple of nights ago, the sexy boy lending his aid here in this one as well. It was Click who had their chance to become World Tag Team Champions a few weeks ago when Bob Luger and Randy Borton challenged the Rebels for the titles. And I was talking about this a couple of nights ago on Genesis. We had no idea which two members of Click was going to be leaving the other three teams in the dark, guys, unable to fully prepare for what was coming their way. And even after it was confirmed, all right, we're getting Slayton Borton, last second, Borton's injured, and Adams slides in. So even more so, Kliq have got the upper hand walking into this. Xander Slate, a former two-time World Tag Team Champion, him and Borton dominating the tag team scene last season on Genesis. How will Slate and Adams fare side by side, though? Slate, of course, going to partake in the 6th annual King of the Ring tournament that goes down in a couple of weeks. The man that he beat to qualify being Paul Devine, whose tag team partner Tim, also a part of King of the Ring. He qualified by beating Chris Adams. Now, both Tim LaFave and Paul Devine, extremely decorated tag team specialists throughout their careers. Tim LaFave, a two-time World Tag Team Champion, him and Kevin Lee voted Tag Team of the Year. But again, as has been mentioned, Tim LaFave, more than the championship gold, more than fighting side by side with his ex-gen brother, Paul Devine, he wants to get his hands on Xander Slate. You see right there in his jacket, Bob Luger's name is crossed off. He took care of Bob Luger back at Ascendant 6. But when he turns around, you'll see there are still two names left to be crossed off. Xander Slate and Randy Borton. A man scorned time and time again. Tim has been transformed into the fun-loving, happy-go-lucky guy we once knew to this dark, twisted, almost not even human. I mean, Tim's just void of any emotion. But it has not detracted from his in-ring abilities. If anything, I think Tim has gotten better because he's become so ruthless. He doesn't care anymore about the well-being of his opponents or putting on a good match for the fans. Tim wants one thing, that's vengeance. That's to make Xander Slate feel the pain that he felt and costing Kliq the tag team titles and possibly King of the Ring as well in a couple of weeks. Well, that would be A-OK in Timmy Boy's book. But Tim's not alone, flanked by the five-time undisputed World Heavyweight Champion and the five-time Tag Team Champion, who, if he and Tim win tonight, will finally break his long-standing record with Brother Quantum for most tag team title reigns in CMV. The Asian sensation, the man who puts the Rising Sun, Japan's biggest export, is ready to have some championship gold put around his waist. Once again, it has been too long. Tim and Paul coming off a loss at the hands of the Rebels a couple of nights ago, but they bring that veteran instinct. They bring that bond that they've shared for these past few years. Brothers are they. Maybe not by blood, but that doesn't matter to X-Gen. I've said it on Genesis and I stand by it. Paul Devine, if you ask me, is the greatest tag team competitor in CMV's long history. But a tag team new to this season that we honestly, at least I never thought I'd see, might be challenging that fact. Reese Ortiz and Josh Wolf, once bitter rivals, now the best of friends. And what a relationship they have formed over these last few months, coming together out of necessity to battle Pat LaFave and his regime. Now they have taken the tag team division on Genesis by storm, winning the 4th annual Tag Team Cup, capturing the World Tag Team titles and knocking down every single challenge that has popped up in front of them. Josh Wolf, Reese Ortiz, baby. They are ready to become the team in CMV. And again, both the Fusion Tag Team titles and the World Tag Team titles on the line in this one, guys. The winning duo will be gifted the brand new unified World Tag Team titles. So here we go, as voted by the CMV Universe, this is a Tornado Tag Team Extreme Rules Elimination Contest. Pin or submission, not just in the ring, anywhere around. Wait a minute! Reese Ortiz, guys, just hit the Tornado Cutter. 1, 2, Adams almost eliminated right out of the gate. What the hell? Ortiz didn't come to play around. Stefan now trying for a pin on Tim. This is going to be chaos, I can already tell. Try to keep up with the action the best that I can, but I don't think it's going to be very easy. Josh Wolf and Harvey Hastings will have a long history between them. Wolf with a GTS. 1, 2. Wait, what? Harvey Hastings has been eliminated. Josh Wolf just eliminated Harvey Hastings. Wow, that didn't take long, guys. CMV Double H. Now it's up to his son, Stefan, to win them the Unified Tag Team title. Wow! What a shock! I did not expect that. Stefan trying to get revenge for his papa, though. Drive-by kick, double boots to the temple of Josh Wolf, and will Wolf now be heading to the back? 1, 2, no, Reese Ortiz. Back into the ring, saving his tag team partner. Meanwhile, Paul Devine tries for a pin on Xander Slade. 1, 2. Xander almost is out of here as Stefan from the corner not letting up on Wolf. Cartwheel headshot attempted. Wolf, what a super kick. Into a straight jacket German suplex. Tim LaFave with a Long Island slam. Mamma mia, man. Kick to the chest, blocked by Tim. Up against the ropes, taking a nap as the sexy boy. Tim LaFave and Paul Devine clearing the ring. Stefan jumping off the apron. Senton onto Wolf. What's Xander Slate doing over there? Oh, he's going to be Paul Devine. Elbow to the side of the head. Slate walk slam. 1, 2. Tim getting into the ring just to be safe, but Xander able to kick out anyway. Hang on! Coney Island Cyclone! And surely that's going to be it for the OG Dirty Heel. 1, 2. No, Slate, man. He's already taken a Divine Intervention and a CIC. Still hanging in there. Showing some heart, or more likely just his pride. Not allowing Tim to get the satisfaction of pinning and eliminating him. Someone just got busted open. It was Reese Ortiz, guys, who's already working with only 50% of his vision. 24th punch to Slate. 1, but Adams breaking the pin. What the hell is Stefan doing from the top rope to the outside? Corkscrew Senton landing on Wolf's face. Josh Wolf kicking out before referee Tyson could even make it out there to start the count. Stefan is not giving Josh Wolf an inch, but Wolf with another GTS. That's what he eliminated Harvey with. Is Stefan next? 1, 2, 3. He is, guys. The Fusion Tag Team Champions have been eliminated. Bastion are gone from the playing field. Tim LaFave hitting another Coney Island Cyclone on Xander Slate. Still he kicks out? Are you kidding me? That is genuinely shocking, but not as shocking as Bastion being kicked to the curb. Wow. Josh Wolf, man, everybody is just hitting their biggest moves on Slate, trying to get him out. I guess they maybe see him as the biggest threat. He is the most decorated of this lineup. Paul Devine tossed him in the corner. They don't want to see that reign of terror that Click had in the tag team division last season. Irish whip to the outside. Chris Adams going after Paul Devine. Big punch to the face. See ya, bye, Paulie. Meanwhile, Reese Ortiz. Oh! Double pin. The ref gonna go to Wolf though here on Slate. And Slate is finally eliminated. 3 eliminations for Wolf, guys. And now Chris Adams is all that Click has in this match. Their only hope of walking out with the tag team titles, and he has to be a part of that 8-pack challenge for the light heavyweight title later on still. Oh, Wolf! The jaws right onto the ramp, and Devine gonna steal the pin. 1, 2, 3. Click is eliminated. It is down to X-Gen and the Rebels. DDT on the ramp. Bastion eliminated. Click eliminated. To crown the Unified World Tag Team Champions, guys. I did not think it was going to go down like this. Josh Wolf beating the snot out of Paul Devine, looking to take him out. Technically, I'd say 4 eliminations for Wolf, but Devine still is pinned. The jaws, but at the same time, Tim hits the Long Island Slam. 1, 2, 3. Devine's eliminated. Devine's eliminated. Tim's on his own. It's a handicap situation. Tim LaFave versus the Rebels. 1v2. Josh Wolf with 6 eliminations. But Tim trying to even it up. The MTA. But even if Josh Wolf hadn't have escaped, well, Reese Ortiz right there to make the save, and now Ortiz gonna go for the killing blow. Stalking Tim. Cutter on the outside. Slithers into the pin, and the Rebels. 1, 2, 3 are the new Unified World Tag Team Champions. That might be the fastest paced match I have seen in my days. Wolf with 6 eliminations. If you count him and Reese Ortiz as one, which I would, because they're a team. Man. If not, though, Wolf with 4 solo eliminations. And definitely deserved. Wow. The Rebels wiping out everybody. And they are the team to beat still. New titles in hand. I can't stop saying it. Wow. Wow. Not at all how I thought this match was going to go. Congratulations, though, to Reese Ortiz and Josh Wolf. Unlike any match I've ever seen, I think. And up next, my fine feathered friends, we shift our focus to a budding rivalry over this past month. And really even a bit beyond, between Rob Cross and Angelo Babos, a tiebreaker between the two superstars, because originally Rob Cross defeated Angelo Babos, but in the King of the Ring qualifier where they rematched, it was this quote-unquote new Angelo Babos he's been talking about, you know, his transformation he overwent, and he definitely is not the Babos of old, because he has been, on fire these past few weeks, and he beat Cross in that King of the Ring qualifier, but Cross wanted a chance to redeem himself and prove undeniably that he is the better And the fans, guys, had the choice of voting for this to either be for Angelo Babos' King of the Ring spot. If Rob Cross lost, he'd have to shave his head bald. Or the winner would get the privilege of picking the loser's wrestling attire for the next month. And the fans voted almost unanimously for this to be, well, if Rob Cross loses, he has to shave his head bald. It is do or die for the Global Phenom. He's got his back against the wall. If he loses, those long, luscious locks of his gonna be shaved away for a shiny chrome dome. The former Tag Team Cup winner, Fusion Tag Team Champion, and Light Heavyweight Champion. Wanted to qualify for King of the Ring to honor the memory of his best friend and former tag team partner, Chris Diamond, whose career here in CMV was cut short. But Babos took that away from him. And although Rob Cross doesn't have the chance to try and get into King of the Ring again, he does have the chance at least to prove he is better than Babos. Both of these guys have beaten each other, but only one of them can do it again. And Babos, he's got nothing on the line, right? Except for a lot of pride. Gonna be using that towel around his neck to wipe away the hairs as they fall onto the canvas. And this is only the second ever match in CMV history where hair is on the line. The first being, years, I think almost 4 years ago, between Xander Slate and Quantum, as he was known then, Omega Z. And, well, Xander Slate would lose and have to shave his hair. Will Babos give Cross that same fate? We're going to find out right here, right now, boy. The Global Phenom, the former Outlaw. Referee rings that bell and let's get it on. Middle of the ring, collar double tie up. These two, and especially I'd say Rob Cross, wanting to take things slow. He doesn't want to throw himself out there, leave him exposed for Babos to clip him with any one of his devastating strikes. Particularly those knees of Babos. Oh, and speaking of, there's one from Cross. Right to the lower back and a knife edge chop to follow it up. Kick to the midsection, arm wrench. Babos, though, dropping Cross into a toe hold. Now we get a butterfly suplex reverse. Nice arm drag, taking Babos down. Kick to the lower back, then a stomp to the arm, and again Babos. Oh, just sliding into the corner there. Rob Cross can not be happy with the CMV Universe about what they chose. They could have given him the chance to qualify for King of the Ring. They could have even just chose the attire option, but no. It's very clear that he's not well liked by the fans. Thought he was going for a scoop slam, then you thought he was going for a reverse DDT, turns it into a freaking swinging reverse neck breaker super kick. I'm pretty sure I saw one of Babos' teeth go flying up onto the stage. Straight jacket German suplex. All or nothing for Cross here. Look at those kicks to the thighs. One after the other, just going back to back. Cross dropping down, nowhere for him to go though. Gonna continue to target the leg. Babos snapping the knee to the side, guys. The cap could be shattered. Babos knows it into the pin. Not even a 1 count. Rob Cross. Scoop slam, drops down behind, reverse DDT, making sure to slap the tit on the way. What's a reverse DDT if you don't slap the tit on the way down? I mean, come on. Amateur hour. Modified Tequila Sunrise, Rob Cross looking to maintain his due while also trying to break Babos' arm, it would seem. Snap there. Now an armbar by Babos. Rob Cross writhing in agony as he's unable to escape. Babos has got him locked. Looking to tear that arm right out of the socket, it would seem. These two have no love for each other. I think mutual respect when it comes to their in-ring ability, but you're not going to see these two grabbing a beer after the show. Meteor. I mean, Rob Cross was embarrassed by Angelo Babos. Rob Cross said to the world, I'm going to qualify for King of the Ring, and I'm going to honor the memory of my best friend, Chris Diamond, and he was unable to do that. Babos took it from him. That's why Rob Cross went to Triple H and said, give me a chance to redeem myself. But as it is CyberSlam, something had to be voted on by the fans. Unfortunately for the Global Phenom, that was his hair. Scoop Slam, able to drop down behind though. Rob Cross pushing Babos into the corner, clothesline. And Babos been fighting a war on two fronts this past month because of course he was traded to Fusion, where he's been battling with Shamrock just recently. Earlier this week went through hell in an Extreme Rules match with the big man. Actually managed to get the victory, believe it or not. And then, of course, at odds with Rob Cross on Genesis. Babos going to be able to breathe easy, though, once Supremacy comes around. Slingshot off the ropes, back towards the center of the ring. It's been a pretty slow pace between these two. I wouldn't say either one of them is particularly a high flyer or a speedster. Both of them do exhibit some incredible athleticism from time to time, but more often than not, they are hard hitters, and Rob Cross is a stalling brainbuster. Ooh. Just cleaning Babos' clock. I wonder how Rob Cross is going to look with a bald head. Maybe we won't have to find out. Angel's wings. Or for the layman, a chicken wing face buster, and Rob Cross not beating around the bush with what's on the line. Looking to pull the trigger. The V trigger. Knee right to the jaw. Scurries into the pin. 1, 2. Oh, but Angelo Babos digs down deep to get out of that one. Babos would love nothing more than to further embarrass the Global Phenom. Going after that leg. Targeting the knee now. Rob Cross, knowing from their past two meetings that Babos is a striker, particularly his kicks are what opponents find most devastating. Rob Cross, hang on, I haven't seen him hit this in a long time. Sit out last ride powerbomb. Babos has really not been able to get going since that V-trigger, even though he kicked out. It's been all Rob Cross. I think it's just a matter of time unless Babos finds a way to turn things around quickly. Modified sharpshooter. Look how Cross puts his knee on the middle of Babos' back too, just adding extra pressure, more pain. Babos gets to his back though. Ooh, but speaking of his back, he's gonna do it again! No, wait a minute, what's this? Trying for a pile driver maybe? Babos counters. Whatever he was trying for, it doesn't matter. Now an Irish whip into the corner, full steam ahead. Rob Cross counter? No! Sent face first into that second turnbuckle, and now Babos flaunting his stuff. Tries for the pin. Will that be enough to do it? 1, 2, oh man. With each slap of the ref's hand down onto the mat. Flashes of Rob Cross getting shaved bald. And from the corner, Angelo Babos lines up his shot, the kill shot. Good night, sweet prince, and goodbye, luscious locks. 1, 2. No! Oh, Rob Cross. With his heart on display. He does not want to meet the Clippers. Clothesline, clothesline again, clothesline a third time. Rob Cross with a refuge in the corner. I don't think he's going to find it, though. Babos charging him. Oop! And a stomp right onto the foot. Forearm smash, backs into the corner, but an elbow to the jaw. And now Rob Cross for just a second on Dream Street. Hammerlock from Bobbles. Elbow right to the eye. And the former light heavyweight champion with another Angel's Wings, but no! Stalls it. Does Angelo Rob Cross very wise to lure to the outside where he can't be pinned or submitted, but he could lose by count out or disqualification, so he better be careful. I don't think Bobos much cares so long as at the end of the night, Rob Cross gets his head shaved. Elbow to the midsection and again, one more time. They have until the count of 20 to get back into the ring. Kick to the midsection. Angelo Bobos just throwing Rob Cross around like a rag doll. Count of 5. Breaks that attempt to grapple this Cross. Punch to the pec, but a forearm smash has him turning inside out. Slide back into the ring. Rob Cross staring at him from the apron. Bobos says, "Come on, bruh. Give me what you got." Cross says, "All right, I see you." Electric chair setup, spun out into a sit-out powerbomb. In the pin. 1, 2. Oh. Just when you think he has it, but hang on a minute. Oh, Rob Cross gonna dig into his bag of dirty tricks. Taking off that top turnbuckle, exposing the steel that lies beneath. Oh, but he missed. Maybe he had a change of heart. I'm not too sure, but this fight taken to the outside again. Arm wrench, drop toe hold from Bobos. Rob Cross turning around, Bobos is gone, back into the ring, but Angelo, the quicker, kick to the midsection. Butterfly suplex, Rob Cross reverses it in the air, turns it into an arm drag. Elbow to the throat, kick to the midsection. Rob Cross gonna go for it again. Yes, he is. Grabbing a hold of those tights. Sit out last ride powerbomb. 1, 2. And Angelo Bobos just keeps on surviving. This has been the story of Bobos for the last few weeks. I don't know what he did. I suspect he visited Zach Payne's training camp. Because he has been dominant. Just as he has been in this match, and another kill shot. Rob Cross's hair. 1, 2, 3. Will go bye-bye. Rob Cross is gonna have to shave his locks. Bobos victorious. Proving he's the better man, but more importantly, get the clippers, get the shaving cream. Because Rob Cross and his signature long, luscious hair is about to go bye-bye. Oh, man. A bald Rob Cross. Angelo Bobos gives no shits either. Rob Cross, when he wakes up, he can thank the fans for what happens next. And up next, guys, the International Championship is on the line. We knew that Matt Devious was going to be defending his title here tonight at CyberSlam 4, but we had no idea against who, as it was up to the CMV Universe. Anybody in all of CMV was eligible, and after 30 ballots, Bob Luger's campaign, I guess, paid off in the end. His loogies giving him that percentage ahead of everybody else. And now he has got the chance to become international champion, capture his first title, guys, in over a year. The former two-time Alpha World Champion has been petitioning hard this last month. He knows that he didn't have such a great relationship with the fans, even just earlier this season, but really for the past couple of years. But they came to his aid. They supported him nonetheless, because they know what a great match this has the potential to be. The work ethic titan against the hero killer for the international championship. And Click, well, their night didn't start off so great. Xander Slayton, Trish Adams failing to capture the unified World Tag Team titles. Trish Adams going to be pulling double duty, though. He's still in action later on, a part of that 8-pack challenge for the light heavyweight title, so it could still be a great night for the Brotherhood. That is Click. And it can start right now with the Cardio Maniac. Bob Luger, maybe in the midst of a rut, the likes of which we haven't seen from him really since the start of his career when he went on that huge losing streak. But then look what happened. He picked himself up, he dusted himself off, and he became the man he is today, a two-time Alpha World Champion. And what kind of condition is Luger in, though? You have to wonder, after the war he went through with Ryan Kent just a couple of nights ago on the Genesis Series finale. Matt Devious, too, though. He had a hell of a bout against Jaquan Shea. The difference being that Devious was victorious. Luger's not packing a lot of momentum with him, but I think that the fact that these fans rallied behind him is going to give Luger what he needs to push through. Will it be enough, though, against a man like Matt Devious, who has no remorse, who is relentless, the hero killer, and the international champion, who this season has ripped apart anybody put in his way, capturing the international title, beating Brett Angel to a pulp back at Exodus, and since then has only lost one time, that being to Ryan Kent. Matt Devious even qualifying for this year's King of the Ring. But right now, his focus has got to be on retaining the international championship. You might wonder why the international title's not around his waist, because the winner of this match will be presented with the brand new international championship. Matt Devious, it's not enough for him to just physically annihilate his opponents. It's a mental game as well. And that's why he's wearing whatever the hell that is. Matt Devious enjoys infecting the minds of his opponents. I don't think that's going to work with someone like Bob Luger. Luger's got mental fortitude for days. He's got cardio that don't quit. The international championship on the line. Bob Luger voted into this match by the CMV universe. But will he let them down? We don't have to wonder that any longer. And that is what is up for grabs, the CMV International Championship. And it is one of the titles that is sticking around, guys, when Supremacy debuts next week. Whoever heads into Supremacy with that title around their waist is going to be a big dog, going to have a huge target on their back, but Bob Luger thrives in that type of scenario, and I think Devious does as well. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. First time ever these guys are going one-on-one, but they have been in the ring together before as a team, in fact. Power elbow tie-up. Matt Devious going to back Luger, I should say, into the ropes. Will we get a clean break? Luger taking the cheap shot. I guess he knows who he's in the ring with. Matt Devious. Type of guy to bend every single rule in the book if it means he gets his arm raised in the end. Cross arm neckbreaker starting strong, but a nice fireman's carry throw over by Luger. Popped up into a seated position. Hammerlock. Now Luger taking the arm. Jeez. Just gonna stomp right on the forearm. Bob Luger with an early pin attempt. That'd be something. Only a 1 count though. Surprised it even got a 1 count. Overhand punch kick to the midsection. Caught. Trip up. Rolled onto his stomach. Matt Devious, we've seen this before. Moodalock. Moodalock from the Hero Killer. Bob Luger be forced to submit this early. Now able to break the hold. Get some distance between the two. Closes it. Tries for a kick to the midsection. But Devious right back into it. Moodalock again applied. Bob Luger trying to once again escape, prying Devious's hands apart, and he does. Back of Luger's head already hurting him. Arm wrench. Matt Devious throughout his career has been known as a submission specialist, an artist, I would say. That's what he would call himself. Because, again, Devious enjoys nothing more in this world than inflicting agony on his opponents. And he knows so many different holds to just get the most pain out of his opponents. And there you go. Now we're getting a triangle choke. Bob Luger unable to breathe. He's got to get out of this one. People don't last long in a hold like that. Punch to the thigh. Giving Devious a Charlie horse. Kick to the midsection. Man, Devious is an answer for everything Luger's throwing at him. Turning it into a power bomb, and now Matt Devious middle of the ring as Luger rolls to the outside. Basking in his own glory. But Bob Luger, known to dabble in the submission game a bit himself. Matt Devious better be careful, especially if he continues to allow Luger to soften up that arm, because you know what Luger's going for, that rolling arm bar. And again, has a target in mind, does the work ethic tight. Knee drop to the shoulder. Another stomp to the arm. And now just showing Matt Devious who's boss with a mini curb stomp. Slits the throat. Luger with a lot of early pins, and I know Bob Luger. I'm pretty sure he's trying to use that old tactic, forcing Matt Devious to exert energy early on to kick out. Trying to make sure Devious's gas tank runs out quickly, because you know Bob Luger can go all night long. German suplex. Matt Devious folding like an accordion on his neck. Kick to the arm. Punch to the arm. Devious can't let this keep up, man. Because if Luger locks in that rolling arm bar, Devious might be forced to tap. There are Nagi from the corner using Luger's own momentum against him. Arm wrench. Stomp to the bicep. When Bob Luger gets going like this, he is hard to stop. And again, although these past few weeks haven't gone so well for Luger, in fact, really his return overall, never discount. Work ethic tight. Look at the ring general just stomping on Devious's face. Don't get it twisted, man. Matt Devious might fancy himself a hero killer. Might like to think he's the most dastardly villain of them all, but Bob Luger might rival him in that fact. Another stomp to the bicep. Again, like a doctor, Bob Luger just working meticulously to tear apart that arm. Getting it ready for the arm bar. Kick to the knee. Bob Luger, heavy Irish whipping down to the outside. I guess Matt Devious can count his blessings that Luger isn't going for his knee. The knee that he broke, had his cap shattered at the end of last season. It's honestly a miracle. Devious should still be out recuperating, but man, he's a superhero. He came back way early. Devious gets a goal in mind. He is a hard man to stop from achieving it. Having a bit of a mental breakdown. What's he doing? Just staring at Luger. Oh! Double forearm smash. Single forearm smash. And now catching Luger into this modified facebuster. It has been all Luger these past few minutes, but just as Devious starts to get going, Bob Luger shuts his shit down. Cheeky jab from the international champion. High kick to the chest. Elbow stab to the knee, though. Luger! 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 Middle of the ring. Cody on. Cyclone. Will we have a new international champion? No, Luger's not going to go for the pin. Instead, Rings of Saturn. Rings of Saturn applied. Will Devious tap after all the damage done to the arms? No, look at that. Able to find an opening. Getting off some precise elbows to the temple. Kick to the midsection. And there you go. Maybe I spoke too soon. Bob Luger going after that knee. Again with the PTO. We saw him hit this for the first time ever a couple nights ago on Genesis against Ryan Kent. It's like a sharpshooter joined together with a kind of surfboard stretch. Not only is it painful, but it kind of makes you look like an idiot too. Both guys, one-handed bulldog. Matt Devious now drills a knee back of Luger's head and keeping his shin planted on the back of the neck while taunting Luger. Goes low, Devious gonna try again. This time he gets it. Air raid siren neck breaker. Wipes the sweat from his face. Devious is a smart man. He knows he's got Luger on the ropes. He's going to try for that vertebreaker. Looking to put this one away. Bob Luger wheel kick. Seated position. Back to the arm he goes. Laying it out bare. Stomping on the forearm. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of this match, Devious has a couple of broken bones. But will Bob Luger be the new international champion? Luger landing. Oh, man. I thought he had it. Matt Devious escapes his life. And the heel of his boot to the base of Bob's skull. With that rolling kick, Luger trying to regain his composure on the outside, but Devious not letting up. Right on Luger's tail. Now lures him back into the ring. Luger high-headed, falling into Devious's trap. Cheeky jab missed. Kick punch combo to the arm. Snapmare. Bob Luger now trying to slow things down. Octopus stretch. Simultaneously working on the arm while also pacing himself. That's why they call Bob Luger the cardio maniac. He knows how to maintain his composure, how to not get ahead of himself and drain his energy right out of the gate like some superstars do. Devious finds a way out, hip toss. Now look at Devious saying, you want to play with my arm? There you go. How about I break yours in half? Arm drag from Luger, the challenger though. Catches a punch in the midsection. And look at these kicks. You might forget that Matt Devious is a pretty lethal striker. These two just throwing hands down. My God. Matt Devious getting busted open off that face smash to the top turnbuckle. Ooh, and the old Luger creeping in. He's got to watch the 5 count, guys. He might get himself disqualified. It would be all for naught. Getting up to 4. Referee Tyson. Oh! Devious! Devious! Just like that! Looking to nail Luger with the vertebreaker. Into the pin. 1, 2. And on a stage like this, a man like Bob Luger brings his A game. The heart and soul, the work ethic tight, and they're going to be tested as Matt Devious looks to hit another one right away, but Luger was ready for it. Luger was lying in wait, grabbing at his head, trying to shake the cobwebs. Bringing Matt Devious up to his feet. Devious, who is gushing blood, and towards the hard camera, another Coney Island Cyclone for the benefit of all those watching at home. Stomp to the bicep just for good measure. Another stomp to the forearm. Another stomp to the face. Stomp to the lower back. Jeez. Bob looking like a house of fire right now, but he should have finished Devious when he had the chance. Devious is a survivor. You give him an inch and he will most certainly take it a mile. Both men down on one knee. Luger's up first. His nickname's being tested right now. The Cardio Maniac is starting to get tired. And apparently this isn't enough blood for Bob Luger as he bashes Devious face first off the turnbuckle. 11 tons, blood everywhere. 1, 2. Devious looking like a stuck pig, and finally Luger decides it's time to finish this. Luger landing. Reversed by Devious again. Are you kidding me? Pele kick to the arm. Luger stunned! And Devious capitalizes. Luger turned right into it. He did not see it coming. Another vertebraker. Devious hooks the leg. 1, 2. And Bob Luger kicks out, much to the chagrin of the international champion, who bashes the mat in anger. Bob Luger, small package driver, doesn't lock it in for the pin though, and man, Bob Luger's lucky he doesn't have a broken neck right now. Most people don't survive one vertebraker, let alone 2. And I don't even know how Matt Devious can see right now, by the way. There is blood all in his eyes. I bet Devious likes that, though, knowing him. Sick, twisted mind of the hero killer, the villain of CMV. Bob Luger taking him for a walk up against the ropes. Again, look how he uses the ring as a weapon to further target those arms. And there's always time to show off the 18-inch pythons, brother. But Luger is tiring out. He has got to end this one soon. He wasted too much time there. Gave Devious the chance to come back off the ropes. Complete shot. Now Luger's busted open. Devious, like a shark in the water, smells that blood. He's going to capitalize going low. But Luger was ready for him. Dragged by the arm out of the corner. Oh, there it is! The arm bar! But Devious immediately escapes 3 straight punches to that gash across Luger's forehead. German suplex. You saw how afraid Devious was when Luger locked in that arm bar. Like his life flashed before his eyes. And the third time is the charm, they say. Will it be for Bob Luger? Luger landing connects! Into the pin! 1, 2, 3! Bob Luger is the new international champion. What a match! Wow. Bob Luger brings an end to his run in incredible fashion, giving his all to Matt Devious to become the new international champion. Incredible performance by both men, but especially Bob Luger. Congratulations to the work ethic titan. Believe it or not, guys, it is now time for our tertiary main event. And as voted by the CMV universe, this is a loser leaves CMV match. And the loser cannot return to CMV, guys, unless they bow down and kiss the winner's foot. Expressing, really, fealty. Saying, you're the better man. At least better than me, that is. And the fans had the choice of voting either for that, loser leaves CMB, or if George King won, Brett Angel would have to join the kingdom. If Brett Angel won, he would take over the kingdom as its leader, and the last option being that the winner would get to replace the loser in a future championship match. But I guess the CM universe wants to see one of these men go. If I had to guess, I'd probably say it's George King they don't want to have sticking around. And someone like George King, who's so incredibly egotistical, guys, if he does lose this match, I wouldn't be surprised if he never comes back, because I can't see him bowing down and kissing Brett Angel's foot. But much the same, I couldn't see Brett Angel doing that either. George King is coming off a slew of big wins, pinning Tim LaFave, and then just a couple of nights ago beating Sam Valentine in under 3 minutes. But this rivalry between he and Brett Angel has been going on for far too long. It ends tonight when one of them is forced to leave CMV with a door wide open to come back. But again, I don't see either one of these guys bowing down before the other and embarrassing themselves, exposing themselves by kissing their foot. George King, who fancies himself the king of champions after winning in the main event of Validation. He thinks he should be in the main event tonight fighting for the Alpha World title. And honestly, it's quite hard to argue, but he has unfinished business with Brett Angel that needs to be dealt with. To think this all started when the Kingdom tried to put me through the announce table. They were bullying me, and well, Brett Angel came down to inadvertently save me. I don't think that was his goal in mind, was to rescue me, but he did. I am appreciative of it. And it's going to suck to see either one of these superstars go. But the fans have decided. 30 people submitted ballots. George King or Brett Angel, it could be their last night in CMV. Much like George King's been on a roll, man, Brett Angel too. He qualified for King of the Ring. He beat George King in that King of the Ring qualifier, and then just a couple of nights ago did what he's been unable to do for over 2 years. He beat Randy Borton in singles action, injured Randy Borton, who was supposed to be here tonight at CyberSlam 4, but because of Angel, unable to compete. And I was told, guys, by COO Triple H that if Brett Angel is the loser of this match, which means that he'll have to leave CMB, then George King will be given his spot in King of the Ring. This is not the Brett Angel of old, you may know. This is a Brett Angel who might very well be in the best physical condition of his entire CMB career, but mentally, as we've talked about, I'm not so sure. I mean, when you start talking to clothing, I think there might be something wrong with you. I think you might have to go see a shrink, but, well, George King might just knock Brett Angel in the head and fix him. Here we go. Loser leaves CMB. George King, Brett Angel, guys, they can't return unless they swear fealty. They bow down and kiss the winner's foot. And for someone like George King, you know, he probably dreams about that shit. People bowing down before him and kissing his feet. And George King literally fancies himself a king, as if it's the 1500s. And even more than that, I mean, King, no doubt about it, has a god complex. I bet George King's insulted that someone like Chris Proudfoot worships Jesus Christ and not him. Look at that. Bam! Brett Angel with a big old punch right across the jaw. Now, these two have only fought one-on-one once. It was in that King of the Ring qualifier, I should say, but that was a tables match. This is a straight-up standard singles match. And you know George King has been chomping at the bit to get his hands on Angel and redeem himself from that King of the Ring qualifier loss. I mean, Brett Angel beat George King pretty quickly in that King of the Ring qualifier. You're really seeing George King going overboard these last couple of weeks. Beat the hell out of Tim. Beat the holy hell out of Sam Valentine a couple of nights ago. I mean, the Dream didn't even have a chance when he stepped into the ring with George King. Northern Lights suplex. Two former unmatched superstars who rose to prominence on that brand. Now only one of them can head into a bright future on Supremacy. Brett Angel using the ring as a tag team partner. George King getting his face bashed off that top turnbuckle again and again and again and again. Pop-up powerbomb. I haven't seen Brett Angel hit one of those in a long time. One. Almost catching King off guard. Not quite. A one count and no more. King quickly back to his feet. Still to come, guys. Up next in our co-main event, it is an 8-pack challenge for the Light Heavyweight Championship. Shaquan Shea defending against 7 other superstars. Before we cap off the night with that triple threat match for the Alpha World Championship, will the reign of tyranny finally come to an end as Pat LaFave defends against Kevin Silva and Braxton Sutter? But up to the second turnbuckle goes Brett Angel. European uppercut to the back of King's head. Brett Angel, time and time again, has embarrassed George King. You know, first when he originally came out here and stopped the Kingdom from putting him through the announce table, and then at Validation when Brett Angel beat George King's Knights in a handicap match, and more recently in that King of the Ring qualifier. George King is the type of guy, when he gets beat, he doesn't just shake it off and say, oh well, you know, get him next time. He's just so egotistical, so in his own head, that he has to try and figure out a way to make himself look good again. Irish whip off the ropes. Ooh, knocking down referee Tyson on the way to that pop-up European uppercut. And here comes the power of Brett Angel to George King, who's no small man, mind you. Military press, even putting in a couple of rotations before dropping him back down to earth. Dragged by the arm, repositioning King in the center of the ring as he goes after that arm. Brett Angel off the ropes. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This has been the season of Brett Angel after 2, honestly, you gotta say, lackluster years for the Outcast on Genesis. He really finally reinvented himself, capturing the International Championship, and he's been putting on 5-star instant classics, beating the likes of Braxton Sutter and finally Randy Borton more recently. But again, it's taken a toll on him mentally, and Brett Angel is slipping it further and further into insanity. And that's just, from my perspective, that's how I see it. Again, he's literally been talking to his scarf, guys. He gave his scarf a name and has been having full conversations with it. Then again, is Brett Angel any more crazy than George King is? I don't know. Trio of clotheslines, though, and going for that big old spine buster of his that's been known to finish off opponents. Beat Josh Wolf and beat Sam Valentine with it. Brett Angel able to reverse it, though, and apparently he's very happy about it. Shucking and ducking. Tries for a big boot, but George King sends him flying to the outside. Eliminated from the Royal Rumble. And how excited are you guys? I know I am, because the Royal Rumble Absolution 4 is just 2 months away. Woo! I'm hype. I'm hype about everything. Supremacy coming. King of the Ring. Regicide in 4 weeks. Absolution. Royal Rumble. Ascendant's not even that far off. The 7th annual show of shows. Wonder where these two will be come then. One of them might not even be in CMV. Because again, must be reiterated. The loser of this match must leave CMV, and they can come back, but in order to do so, they have to bow down and kiss the winner's foot. George King hitting that spine buster, and he's not even going to try for the pin against someone the caliber of Brett Angel. The royal flush to make sure the deed is done. Into the pin. 1, 2. But Brett Angel survives by the skin of his teeth. George King seems a bit dumbfounded at the fact. A bit miffed, a bit pissed off. But look at Brett Angel. He says, all right, I got you. You want to throw heavy? Try for the Blackest Night. George King did his homework, though. He studied up. He watched the tape. He knows Brett Angel. Angel, though, not going to let that momentary hiccup deter him. Sends a kiss up to the heavens, you got to presume, to his departed wife. Irish whip into the corner. Heavy shot to the back. Ricocheting off the turnbuckle. George King knows Angel's hurt. Gonna go for that spine buster again. Looking to worsen the back. Angel able to turn it into a gut-wrench suplex, though. Sweep from George King. Brett Angel popped up to his feet. Belly-to-belly suplex, and George King is a heavy hitter. You're not going to see him jumping off the top rope. You're not going to see him zipping around at high speeds. King enjoys a grounded offense. He enjoys using those two big fists of his. And that power. Just about ripping Brett Angel's shoulder out of the socket with that arm wrench. Fish drop. Very royal of him. Busting Brett Angel open, man. It has been a bloody night here at CyberSlam 4. Lateral press by George King. The CMV career, Brett Angel almost ended in the blink of an eye. And now George King has found his target. That open wound, that cut across the forehead. Sends a knee drop down. George King, what's he going for there? Not too sure. Brett Angel able to battle him back. And now Vintage Angel! Vintage Angel! Vintage Angel! The Cobra clutch into the Russian leg sweep. Directly into the pin. 1, 2, go! George King with a millisecond, maybe even less to spare. Throwing Brett Angel out on the apron, trying to give himself a second to breathe. A hip toss back into the ring, and now a desperation pin from King. Lateral press. Getting closer and closer. George King can feel it. He can taste it. Swinging knee strike from Angel. And that's the opening he needs. Grabbing George King by his man bun. Irish whip into the corner. I know what Brett Angel's going for. And if he hits this, it's going to be game over for George King. If Angel gets King up on that top rope, and he does, this is bad news for the King! Oh! Angel with the half Nelson from the High Red District! 1, 2, how the hell did George King kick out of that? Take a bus and get the hell out of town. That is some incredible resiliency from George King. Knife edge chop. Tries for a punch to the midsection. Knee to the gut by Angel, who's got to be just as shocked as I am, and I'm sure everybody else is, that King survived that plunge from the top rope. Another knife edge chop. Angel responds in kind. Now this fight gonna spill to the outside. What does Brett Angel have in mind here? Well, I guess just clearing the area. Trying to get some gas back in the tank while simultaneously mocking George King, who has until the count of 20. Beginning to move around. Brett Angel's like, come on, man. This is all you got? Your career's on the line? George King back to his feet, though. And there's that boxing background from Angel. You don't want to let him start going with those strikes, with those jabs. looking like Mayweather. Into a reverse chin lock. You could tell Brett Angel is starting to scratch his head. He doesn't know how to put this one away. He doesn't know how to defeat George King. Again, the last time and the only time these two have fought one-on-one, it was a tables match where the objective, I should say, is to put your opponent through a table. You don't have to pin them. You don't have to submit them. Brett Angel is learning just how resilient, how hard-headed George King is. European uppercut, kick to the midsection. Here comes that spine buster again. And out of instinct, King just about collapses into the pin. Will it be enough? Oh, that was a 3. That was a 3. I have to agree with King. I heard Tyson's hand hit the mat. But the official says no. This match continues and King running on fumes. One last shot. Another royal flush into the pin. Hoping and praying it will be enough. 1, 2, 3, and it will! George King has bested the Outcast. And you know what that means? Brett Angel now must leave CMV, and the only way he can come back is if he bows down and kisses George King's foot. The King having his way here tonight at CyberSlam 4. What a match that was. I think I might have some newfound respect for George King after he kicked out of that top rope half Nelson suplex. Get out of here. Will someone as prideful as Brett Angel actually get on his knees and kiss George King's foot? Have we seen the last of Brett Angel in CMV, courtesy of George King? Up next, guys, it is co-main event time, and as voted by the CMV Universe, Jaquan Shea going to have to defend his CMV Light Heavyweight Championship against 7 challengers in an 8-pack challenge, which if you don't know what an 8-pack challenge is, all 8 superstars will be on the inside of the ring, I should say, at all times and can only be eliminated by pinfall or submission. Last man standing will walk out as the champion, guys, and will actually go down in the history books as the last ever light heavyweight champion. The light heavyweight championship is not coming over to Supremacy. In fact, a new title will replace it, the 0G Championship. So whomever wins this match, guys, and is the last light heavyweight champion will automatically advance to the finals of the 0G Championship tournament to meet whomever qualifies to face them in 4 weeks at Regicide to crown the inaugural 0G champion. And Jaquan Shea, who has held that title since Exodus, coming back after a 5-month hiatus, winning a fatal 5-way ladder match, and since then, even if you don't like him, I don't appreciate his attitude. He has accepted any and all challengers, putting on banger after banger after banger. But can he remain light heavyweight champion and have his name forever solidified in the history books, or one of any of these 7 top caliber opponents? Take that from him. Just get a quick drink of the H2O before this one starts, because I'm parched. All right, guys, let's get it on. It has been a hell of a night here at CyberSlam 4. New Unified World Tag Team Champions crowned the Rebels. A new International Champion crowned in Bob Luger after a 5-star instant classic with Matt Devious. Have we seen the end of Brett Angel's career? And now we find out who will go down in the history books as the last ever light heavyweight champion and automatically advance to the finals of the Zero G Championship tournament. Takes place in 4 weeks at Regicide, guys. And the Zero G Championship is a very exciting concept I am looking forward to. Within the division, every single match is an Iron Man match, or a Zero G division match, as it will be known as. Every match will have a 10-minute time limit, and whomever has the most falls, either by pinfall, submission, countout, or disqualification at the end of that time limit, will win. And the division is based off of a point system. Basically, if you win your match, you get 3 points. If it's a draw, a point draw, let's say if it came out to 2-2, then both superstars would get 2 points. And if it goes to a nil draw, 0-0, the two superstars would get 1 point. Obviously, if you lose, you get no points. And at the end of every single month, whichever superstars have the most points within the division will compete in a fatal 4-way match. The winner of that then moving on to challenge the champion. The inaugural title holder, again, will be crowned in 4 weeks at Regicide. The winner of this 8-pack challenge going to automatically advance to the finals. And there, of course, you see Anthony Hunt, the longest reigning Rising Star champion of all time, one of the longest reigning champions, period, in CMV history, who has had a bit of a rivalry with Jaquan Shea going on these past couple months, ever since he answered Jaquan Shea's open challenge at Validation. And how about this dark horse, Doug Thompson, the chosen one, guys. He made his return to CMV only a couple months ago after 2 years out on injury. Thompson coming off a tag team victory a couple of nights ago on Genesis. And this Zero G division, you got to think is going to benefit the smaller guys, the more agile guys, the more athletically gifted. But someone like Doug Thompson is athletically gifted in his own way. Might not be a speedster, might not be a risk taker, but if Doug Thompson gets you to the mat, it's going to be game over for you. I'd like to say that I'm surprised the CMV Universe voted for this 8-pack challenge to take place, but when you take a step back and look at who the champion is, Jaquan Shea, well, how could you be shocked? Nobody likes the guy, and especially the fans, who he disrespects on a constant basis. They could have chosen for him to have a clean one-on-one defense against either a mystery opponent or Dante Tatum, but instead they throw 7 top-tier opponents at him. Anthony Hunt, Doug Thompson, and another dark horse, guys. The younger baby brother of the one and only Bloody Justice, Matthew Justice, who made his Genesis debut a couple of weeks ago, actually, against Jaquan Shea in a non-title match, and Matthew Justice, surprisingly to many, took the champ to the limits before being defeated. Bloody Justice actually tweeted out earlier today saying, "Come on, little brother, bring a singles title to the Justice family." There will be a big old party in the Bloody Forest if Matthew somehow manages this one. I don't know exactly what a party in the Bloody Forest entails. I kind of don't want to find out, but you've got your rookies like Anthony Hunt, Doug Thompson. You've got your fresh faces like Matthew Justice, but this 8-pack challenge filled with some vets as well. also filled with the reigning, defending NGW champion, guys. Dante Tatum is here at CyberSlam 4. And him and Jaquan Shea have had a Twitter war for a couple of months now, teasing a confrontation between the two. And again, like I said, one of the poll options is actually for Jaquan Shea to defend one-on-one against Dante Tatum. And although I'm sure Tatum would have preferred that, he still has a chance. And Tatum would make history, becoming the first superstar to hold the title on NGW and the main roster at the same time. He defied the odds in South Carolina when he dethroned Josep Ali Vota. Can he do it again here at CyberSlam 4? I really hope we do get to see him and Jaquan Shea interact, but you never know with all the bodies that are going to be on the ring. Dante Tatum is exactly the kind of guy I think is going to excel within the 0G division. And if he wins this match, could be one step closer to maybe becoming the inaugural 0G champion. But here's a man who is pulling double duty. His second match tonight. Earlier, him and Xander Slate failing to capture the unified World Tag Team titles. He was replacing the injured Randy Borton, of course, the Pretty Boy, hoping to bring even more gold to Click after Bob Luger became the new international champion a bit earlier, defeating Matt Devious. Chris Adams has had a little over an hour to rest up after the whooping he took in that tag team title match. Isn't enough, though. Chris Adams has got to be, from a statistical standpoint, a favorite. Multi-time unmatched world champion. One of only two former world champions in this match. The other, of course, being, well, this man, the total package, and the former undisputed champion himself, Reese Matthews. Reese Matthews, who, fun fact, was actually second in line for the International Championship match. He was just behind Bob Luger, but Luger able to beat him out in votes. Who knows? Another reality, Reese Matthews might be the new International Champion. He still has the chance to become the last ever light heavyweight champion before, of course, he competes in the 6th annual King of the Ring in a couple weeks. He qualified by actually beating Doug Thompson. Would not be surprised if we see these two rivals go after each other once the bell rings. And it's also going to be interesting to see if perhaps Reese Matthews and the Dream, Sam Valentine, work together. Former tag team partners, the Dream Team. Sam Valentine, of course, a former light heavyweight champion. It has been a rough season for Sammy Boy. You just have to look to a couple of nights ago on Genesis when he got his ass handed to him in under 3 minutes by George King. But even before that, Valentine has fallen into a steep rut. Can he turn it around here tonight at CyberSlam 4? This is the pay-per-view where Sam Valentine made his pay-per-view debut at the inaugural CyberSlam event. Him and all tag team partner at the time, Lance Romance, the Bromancers, never forget, rip in peace. Before Sam Valentine broke out into a singles career, who can forget the matches he had with Justin Sane for the Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship? And then Valentine for a couple of seasons was in that main event title picture, but again, this season, he has seen himself slip down the mountain. As much as he has tried to grab on and climb back up, he's not had much success. Will we see a clutch from the nightclub hoppin' dream? And last but most certainly not least, my fine feathered friends, the man whose back is planted firmly against the wall here. The fans showing no love for our reigning defending light heavyweight champion Jaquan Shea, and they really shouldn't, because again, he's a guy that comes out here every single week and trash talks them. But Jaquan Shea, despite his attitude, is one of the best, you can quote me on that, in ring. Has the potential to one day be a world champion. I believe that. But right now, Shea is looking to bring an end to what has been a phenomenal reign as light heavyweight champion, and go down as the last ever in the history books and advance to the finals to possibly become the first ever Zero-G champion. Again, this 8-pack challenge means all 8 superstars will be active at the same time in the ring. There's no leaving the ring, and you can only be eliminated by pinfall or submission. Last man standing will be the winner. Let's get it on. Can Jaquan Shea survive the stiffest challenge that any champion could face? Ring that bell, and much like the tag team title match earlier, this is probably going to be hard to keep up with, but I'll try my very best. Chris Adams going after Anthony Hunt, Sam Valentine, and the champ, Jaquan Shea, Dante Tatum, Doug Thompson, Matthew Justice, and Reese Matthews. Anthony Hunt immediately dropping Adams with that military president of Europe, a German suplexer. Jaquan Shea delivered to Sam Valentine, while Dante Tatum takes a drop kick to the face, courtesy of the chosen one, Doug Thompson. It has already been a hell of a month for the Catalyst, the spark plug of NGW. Dante Tatum, imagine if he makes history, becoming the first ever superstar to hold a title on NGW and on the main roster simultaneously. Of course, it wouldn't be for long, it'd be for one night only, but Dante Tatum would effectively get himself a contract with Supremacy if he wins this match, because, of course, he'd advance to the finals in 4 weeks at Regicide, taking on whoever his opponent would be to crown the inaugural Zero-G champion. Kick to the chest by Dante Tatum. Nowhere to go, though. Doug was trying to roll the outside before he remembered that is not allowed. Tisk tisk against the rules. Drop kick. Leg drop right there by Matthew Justice. Chris Adams, meanwhile, guys, might be trying to eliminate Anthony Hunt. Not going to have much luck. It's Jaquan Shea. It's that lifting first DDT on Sam Valentine. Oh, Doug Thompson, guys. Doug Thompson with that Uranagi now has the Anaconda Vice locked in on the NGW champion. Will Dante Tatum be forced to tap? No. Well-placed knees to the back of Dougie's head. And Jaquan Shea looking to spill first blood with the Brainbuster. Doesn't go for the pin on Sam, or Sam reverses the pin. I'm not too sure which. Man, there's a lot going on. Matthew Justice, though, who's he targeting? Reese Matthews, I think. Oh, but the rookie gets momentarily interrupted. Still hitting the SOS on Reese Matthews. 1, 2, 3, and Reese Matthews is the first man eliminated in this 8-pack challenge. That is huge for Matthew Justice. He's just been the former world champion, the former undisputed champion to be exact. Now we are down to 7. Dante Tatum going to shift his focus to Matthew Justice, but it seems like Doug Thompson isn't done with him. Test drive by Sam Valentine. And Anthony Hunt, though, going to try to eliminate Chris Adams, and he does! Chris Adams has been eliminated. Not a good night for the sexy boy, losing 2 title matches. And now this is turning into a 6-pack challenge as Dante Tatum hits his signature Sunset Flip Powerbomb. Anthony Hunt ain't done racking him up. Matthew Justice might be his next victim. The skull cracker, he calls this. And the rookie with a good showing, but I do believe his number is going to be up. 1, 2. No. Wow. Okay. Matthew Justice with some heart. Quan Shea again. Looking to take out Sam Valentine with the brain buster. Can he get to the pin, though? Now he hooks the leg. I think Dante Tatum hit the 6-star frog splash. I'm not too sure, guys. I was focused on that. Wait, did Quan Shea just break Dante's pin? Why would he do that? What a... Oh! Thompson with a low blow! And Jaquan Shea just mega screwing Dante Tatum, who had Doug eliminated. And now after the low blow again to the Anaconda Vice, but look at Matthew Justice coming over and saving Dante. Maybe an alliance between these two. Again, we spoke about the beef between Tatum and Shea, but I didn't think Shea would go so far as to do something like that. Surprise butt sex to the NGW champion while Tyson takes his long clothesline from Doug Thompson and Matthew Justice. An injustice done to Dante Tatum a few moments ago. Like that pun? Face first goes Jaquan Shea off that top turnbuckle. Sam Valentine, meanwhile, trying for military press, but look at Dante turn it into a victory roll. 1, 2, and almost had Valentine eliminated. Oh my God, we're about to get 2 corner moves. Backbreaker by Thompson. Gut wrench suplex by Hunt. That was a cool moment there. And Thompson knows he's got Justice reeling. Looking to plant him with the stamp of approval. And that's got to be it for Justice now. 1, 2, 3. What the hell? How is this motherfucker about? Nice counter by Sam Valentine. Dante Tatum was looking for a Hurricane Rana, but the Dream said, nah, take this face buster instead. Anthony Hunt gonna hit that gut wrench suplex again? Yes, he is. It worked well the first time. I guess why not? One of the longest reigning champions in CMV history, the second ever, to be exact. Matthew Justice. Hang on! Justice! Heat flight to the chosen one. And will Justice pull up another shocking elimination? He will! Doug Thompson's been eliminated! Wow! Baby brother Justice. First Reese Matthews, now Doug Thompson. You might be my pick, shit! Yeah, Valentine, Juan Shea now saving Dante Tatum. What is the light heavyweight champion up to? Spinning heel kick to the Dream. Is Sam's time up? 1, 2. Oh, almost. 5 men remain. Jaquan Shea, the defending champion, Anthony Hunt, Matthew Justice, NGW champion Dante Tatum, and Sam Valentine. Reese Matthews, Chris Adams, and Doug Thompson have been eliminated. Oh, I haven't seen Dante Tatum hit this in a long time. And I guess I'm still not going to. Matthew Justice interrupting the Enziguri from the corner. Inverted twist of fate. And Tatum going to back into the corner. Again, trying for that enziguri. Justice has survived in this match so far. I think might finally meet his maker. 1, 2. What the hell? Why are they bringing up kids in this match? I think maybe they don't realize what's going on. Sam Valentine too busy thinking about what nightclub he's going to go to after the show's over. Oh, Jaquan Shea, brainbuster right into the cover. 1, 2, but Hunt able to kick out. Johnson hit him trying to psych himself up. Sam Valentine, I really don't think he has any idea where he is. Meanwhile, Anthony Hunt's got the light heavyweight champion trapped in the corner, or so he thought. Forearm smash to the lower back, now up on the top rope. Ooh, tying him up in a knot and a super kick through the legs to the face. Jaquan Shea feeling himself. Never said he didn't have a chance. The odds definitely stacked against him. Imagine how much he's going to brag if he actually manages to retain here. Sam Valentine busted open thanks to Dante Tatum. Matthew Justice still bleeding too. Jaquan Shea having a good old time beating the crap out of Anthony Hunt here. These two went to war at Validation. Anthony Hunt showed up on Genesis a couple weeks ago, actually during that match with Matthew Justice. Made it very clear. And he ain't finished with Jaquan Shea. Tatum busted open Matthew Justice and Sam Valentine working together to get rid of the NGW champion. What the hell? Sam Valentine. Oh, now Valentine breaks up Justice's finisher. Well, I guess tit for tat. Valentine looking pissed as Jaquan Shea looks to finally take Anthony Hunt out of the equation. Another brainbuster. That's gotta be it for the Prodigy. 1, 2, 3. Anthony Hunt eliminated. We are down to 4. Matthew Justice, Sam Valentine, Dante Tatum, Jaquan Shea. One of these 4 men going to be the last ever light heavyweight champion in CMV history and automatically advance to the finals of the Zero G Championship Tournament takes place in 4 weeks at Regicide. Air raid solder neckbreaker to Valentine. Dante Tatum. I don't know exactly what he's thinking. Maybe nothing. His eyes are kind of foggy. Might be in La La Land. Valentine off the ropes. Drop kick on the rebound. Gut-wrench suplex for Matthew Justice. I can't express enough how impressed I am with Justice's performance. Eliminating Reese Matthews and Doug Thompson, surviving some of the best shots that these superstars had to offer. Oh, now Dante Tatum getting well acquainted with that top turnbuckle. Jeez Louise. Jaquan Shea trying for another heel hook to the dome of Valentine. Lower back. Thrown right into that steel post. Will Jaquan Shea be eliminated almost? And Sam Valentine is now starting to believe. Oh! Hey, did Matthew Justice just bite Dante's fingers? I think he did. That ain't right. You don't know where his hands have been. Tornado heel kick from Jaquan Shea. Valentine's gonna have a headache after this match, win or lose. Half Boston Crab, though, on the champ. Nice bangarang by Dante Tatum, man. Can the kid actually do it? Coming off of one huge upset in South Carolina, on to another here tonight at CyberSlam 4. What a couple of weeks it will be for the Spark Plug. And, oh, God, man. Hard to look at. Valentine is covered in blood. Dante Tatum hitting that sunset flip powerbomb. Matthew Justice. 1, 2. Still kicking out. Where did this kid come from? He needs to train bloody justice, man. BJ out here performing like his little brother is. He might have won a singles title by now. Single underhook face buster. Gonna trade up opponents. And here we go. Dante hit him. Jaquan Shea. Face to face. Both of them hurting right now. Now Dante's bleeding like a stuck pig. And Jaquan Shea gonna take advantage of it. Pop up cutter. Hang on. Oh, I thought Sam was going for the coast to coast. And oh, come on. Yeah, we're never gonna hear the end of this. Jaquan Shea brainbuster to Tatum. And if he eliminates, what is Sam Valentine doing in this match? It's Sam. He's the one that keeps breaking up all the pins. He doesn't want this party to end, I guess. Twist the face from Tatum. Oh, 6-star frog splash, but Shea gets the knees up. Meanwhile, Matthew Justice with the SOS. 1, 2, 3. Valentine has been eliminated, and hopefully we won't get any more pin breakups. Clothesline right to Dante and working that shoulder with the claw as Shea desperately tries to get back to his feet. Jaquan Shea coming up on Dante's 6 with a big old kick to the gut. Tatum, what's Justice doing now? Dante gonna rest up in the corner while Matthew Justice tries to take out Jaquan Shea on the rebound. Now the champ able to drop down behind. Reverse DDT, kick to the top of the head though. Matthew Justice closes the distance. Kick to the midsection. Overhand punch. Another kick to the midsection. Up against the ropes. Jaquan is trapped in the rookie. With a performance that I did not expect. Dishing it out to her body. Overhand punch. Desperation pin by Justice. 1, 2. But Dante, we know this for a fact, has no quitting him. He'll keep going until he can't go anymore. And I think that might be pretty soon looking at him. Oh no! That might have been worse for Matthew Justice than the intended back suplex powerbomb Shea was gonna go for. Heel kick. Right to the back of Dante's head. Oh man, clothesline. The way that Jaquan landed off of that. I think Shea's had just about enough of Matthew Justice. There's that spinning heel kick again. And Jaquan gonna try to go to the top rope, but Dante not gonna let that happen. Hanging him up to dry. Draped over that middle rope. Dante 619. Dialing it up, baby. Back into the ring, the light heavyweight champion, dazed and confused. Not enough, though, as he clips Dante with that forearm smash. Here comes Justice with a sit-out board buster. Now it's Dante's turn. Dropped over the top rope. One, two. Nothing is enough, though. It would seem to keep Dante Tatum down for the 1, the 2, and the 3. Dropkick missed by Shea. To the top rope goes Matthew, looking for his headbutt. Dante moves out of the way, though. And now gonna go right after Jaquan, who catches the kick, trips up Tatum, and Jaquan now looking to take out Dante, but Matthew cuts off the light heavyweight champion, Hangman's neckbreaker. To the top rope he goes again, and the champion may have just screwed himself. Matthew Justice looking for the headbutt. He got it into the pin. 1, 2. Oh. Get out of here. Dante. Oblivious. SOS, 1, 2, 3. Tatum's eliminated, guys. Dante, I think there might be something seriously wrong with him. He was just standing there. I think it's a good thing he got eliminated. He needs to be taken to the back. He needs to get looked at ASAP. In fact, we should get the medical crew down here. I'm trying to focus. It's down to Matthew Justice and Jaquan Shea, guys, but I mean, I'm worried about Dante, who has been eliminated, now going to head to the back as Jaquan Shea battles with Matthew Justice, who takes 4 eliminations. Reese Matthews, Doug Thompson, Sam Valentine, Dante Tatum. Oh, if he does this, dude, I'm going to eat my shorts. What a pay-per-view debut for Matthew Justice this could be. Tries for the big chop to the head. Drop kick though from Jaquan Shea. Stomp to the middle of the back. And Jaquan gonna defy the odds. Out of spite, the fans voted for this 8-pack challenge, but they might regret it. Wait a minute, no, Matthew reverses the brainbuster. Half Boston Crab. Boot to the chest. Sends Justice flying back. Punch to the back. Up to his feet. Jaquan going desperation mode. There's the brain buster. 1, 2, 3. Jaquan Shea is still the light heavyweight champion and will go down in history as the last ever, while also automatically advancing to the finals of the Zero G Championship Tournament in 4 weeks at Regicide. Man, what an 8-pack challenge that was, though. Matthew Justice has nothing to be ashamed of. 4 eliminations. I legitimately thought he had it. But Jaquan Shea looks the fans right in the eyes and says, not today. Undeniable is Jaquan Shea. Last ever light heavyweight champion, and possibly will be the inaugural Zero G champion. After a hell of a night here at CyberSlam 4 that saw a new pair of tag team champions crowned the Rebels, the unified tag team champions Bob Luger, the new international champion after an instant classic faux show, the match of the night, dethroning Matt Devious, the possible end of Brett Angel's career after George King bested him, and that battle they had. And then we just saw Jaquan Shea go down as the last ever light heavyweight champion. But now, guys, it is time for our main event. Just hang on 1 second. Let me grab a drink of water because my throat is starting to get raspy. That's right, it is main event time here at CyberSlam 4. And as voted by you guys, the fans, Pat LaFave is going to have to defend his Alpha World Championship in a triple threat, where he won't even have to be pinned or submitted, not involved in the decision at all to lose his title. But remember, twice before, Pat LaFave has retained the Alpha World Championship in a triple threat. Can he do it, though, when he's going to share that ring with the CMV Portuguese god of wrestling, Kevin Silva, and the cleaner, Braxton Sutter? Pat LaFave, who tonight has officially set the record as the longest reigning Alpha World Champion of all time, beating out the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews. He already broke the record of most defenses, too. I hate to admit it, but Pat LaFave, at his age, is better than 90% of the CMV roster today. But it's Kevin Silva who at the top of this month got out dirty heeled by Pat LaFave in their one-on-one championship match when Pat low-blowed him, vintage Papa Patty, to retain the title. And, well, of course, you know that due to him winning the Elimination Chamber at Validation, Braxton Sutter was #1 contender. He was to get the next shot at the Alpha World Championship, but Kevin Silva so distraught that he attacked Braxton Sutter backstage a couple of weeks ago, trying to prove the point that he's not going to let Braxton just step ahead of him in line. And that, of course, backfired when Sutter ripped Silva limb from limb, kept Silva out of action this past week. In fact, Silva not at 100%. He had to beg the doctors to let him compete here once he learned that the triple threat had been voted in. But there's the man that pretty much everyone and their mama is putting their money on, and I don't blame them. The cleaner Braxton Sutter, once the right-hand man of Pat LaFave. In fact, Pat LaFave in the ring with the two people he trusted the most at one point or another. Kevin Silva, who he once called the son he wished he had. But Braxton Sutter, at the end of the day, cares about one thing. Most important to him, a paycheck. And Pat LaFave is not delivering those anymore. But if Braxton becomes Alpha World Champion, the money's going to be flowing in for show. And that means that only the best of the best get sent Braxton's way, and he can break them too. Well, Pat LaFave and what has been a historic Alpha World Championship reign go down in the history books as its last title holder, guys, because whoever wins this match will head into Supremacy to challenge Andrew Briggs for the undisputed World Heavyweight title. It will be next in line. Well, there he is. The man who has, excuse my language, I know this is a Christian family show, has made Genesis his bitch this season. Him and that low blow have seen Pat LaFave grab Genesis by the balls and not let go. Sometimes literally by the balls, by the way. But this is it. The Alpha World Championship on the line. Whomever wins either by pinfall or submission in the ring will go down in the history books as the last ever title holder, much like Jaquan Shea just did in the match previous as light heavyweight champion, and be next in line to challenge Andrew Briggs for the undisputed World Heavyweight title once Supremacy comes around starting next week. Pat LaFave, the longest reigning Alpha World Champion of all time, most defenses defending against the man he once considered his son, Kevin Silva, and his bodyguard, his right-hand man, the cleaner of the regime, Braxton Sutter. Kevin Silva immediately leaves the ring, knowing that he's not 100%, knowing that he had to beg and plead with the doctors to clear him, to allow him to fight in this match after what Sutter did to him a couple weeks ago backstage. It's Kevin Silva's fault, though. I don't know why you would go picking a fight with someone like Braxton. I understand why Silva did it. He wanted to keep his name in the title picture, and, I mean, look where we are. It obviously paid off. The fans wanted to see this match. But at the same time, he lessened his odds of being able to become Alpha World Champion. Braxton trying to go low with a shot block. Kevin Silva chilling on the top rope for a second. Kick to the top of the head. Pat LaFave sent stumbling back. Kevin Silva closes the distance with a clothesline. Braxton Sutter, who made it through the horrors of the Elimination Chamber back at Validation to earn what was supposed to be a one-on-one championship match. But again, the power in the hands of the fans here at CyberSlam 4. What they say goes. They deemed fit to see Kevin Silva get another shot. One of my favorite matches, I think, Kevin Silva and Pat LaFave one-on-one at the top of the month. They were just both trying so hard to out-dirty heel each other And it was just Pat who got lucky in the end with that low blow, which is legal here in this triple threat. No countouts, no disqualifications. Don't be surprised if we see it. I honestly might be a bit disappointed if we don't see a Pat LaFave low blow in his last night, one way or another, as Alpha World Champion. Clothesline by Braxton Sutter. Pat LaFave into a half Boston Crab here on Silva. Braxton maybe a bit of hesitation, but has to break the hold. Silva rolls to the outside. Clothesline, though. Certainly Pat LaFave not hesitating. Bringing the 300-pounder out of the corner for that sit-out alley-oop bomb. Now targeting the knee. The knee we still debate about to this day. Is it really injured, or does he just wear that brace specifically to use it as a weapon? Dropkick hardly even phases Sutter. Kick to the midsection, DDT from Kevin Silva. Braxton in the corner says, come on, boy. The regime imploding here in the main event of CyberSlam 4. It's really been dead and buried for a couple of months now. Pat LaFave's been on his own, with his back against the wall like a wild animal. He has done everything within his power to keep his grasp locked onto that Alpha World Championship. Surviving triple threat matches, Money in the Bank cash-ins. Kevin Silva, completely legal as he tries to use the leverage of the ropes. Oh, low blow from Silva to Braxton! But Pat from behind, seatbelt suplex. Oh no, Braxton dropped with the shot to the gonads. Pat says, let me show you how it's done. But Kevin Silva with an exploder suplex. Braxton Sutter able to pull himself up using the ropes. Silva trying to close back in, but you just pissed off the Giant. Again, I don't know why Kevin Silva is so intent on getting on Braxton's bad side. Oh, there's Pat's low. No, 2 low blows. Pat into the cover, yes. 1, 2! Oh, that's some nuts of steel on Sutter. 2 low blows he kicks out of. Oh, man. I thought he had it. But Kevin Silva instead captures suplex and Braxton might have kicked out, but I think he's eliminated from this one. He ain't getting back up. 1, 2! Oh. Well, surprisingly, Sutter does. He's got to be wearing a cup or something. How do you survive 2 punches to the dick and balls? I mean, come on. Braxton Sutter letting us all know he's okay, though. Clothesline to the back of Pat's head, sends him to the outside. Now Kevin Silva dropped over that middle rope. Braxton with a punch to the back of the head, goes out onto the apron. Knee to the side of the head, and that knee brace. The metal of it. 1. Only a 1 count, though. Pat LaFave back into the ring, sees the championship slipping away from him. Wrong move, Pat. Silva coming up from behind. And Silva! The Olympic stretch! The Olympic stretch is locked in. The Portuguese god of wrestling to become the new Alpha World Champion of Pat. Yes! Pat taps! And Kevin Silva is the new CMV Alpha World Champion. He did it. Kevin Silva proves that he has what it takes, tapping out Pat LaFave, ending the reign of terror. I still can't believe Braxton kicked out of 2 back-to-back low blows. I thought it was over right there. I thought for sure it was over. Wow. What a match that was. And Pat LaFave's ego is his downfall as he turned his back on Silva. And the CMV PGOW is the new CMV Alpha World Champion and the last, as he will now go into Supremacy to challenge Andrew Briggs for the Alpha World title. How good must have that felt for Kevin Silva right there. Pat LaFave Tax is finally over. The nightmare that we've all been living in. And the look of jubilation on Silva's face. What a win for this kid. Well deserved. Kevin Silva is the future of CMV, and this win right here proved it. I'll be there for Kevin Silva and Andrew Briggs. That's a match I cannot wait to see. But for tonight, it's all celebrations for Kevin Silva. He promised he'd bring the title back to Portugal, and he lived up to his promise. But guys, what a night of action it was here at CyberSlam 4. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in and watching along with me. And now the new era begins here in CMV. Fusion and Genesis no longer. They become one, forming our brand new show, Supremacy, which will debut on Friday and will be on Fridays from here on out, while NGW, guys, moves to Mondays. There will be a week break, so NGW will not be tomorrow. Everything will resume next Monday with NGW. Then we have the debut of Supremacy. We've got King of the Ring coming up. We've got Regicide, then Absolution, the Royal Rumble, Ascendant 7. The show's not even that far off. So much to look forward to here in CMV. And I cannot wait to take the journey with you guys. I hope you're as pumped as I am. But for now, I hope that you have a lovely rest of your Sunday. And I will see you when I see you. Bye.